find an elegant way to bring the feel of our favorite show, Chesapeake Shores, into your home? Well, look no further because Orly is showing us how an oyster shell can transform into a beautiful jewelry tray. These are beautiful, Orly, and you know I say our favorite show because you know how much I love Chesapeake Shores because I'm from the Chesapeake Bay area.
Yes.
So this is very nostalgic for me. I feel like this is something I would see growing up in Virginia.
And it's so true. I mean, when you talk about it, the vibe of the Maryland shoreline, the vibe of the show. I was watching it on Sunday night. Our good friend Jesse Metcalf, I love him. He's actually going to be here tomorrow.
That's right.
Which is so exciting. So anytime you watch the show, you just really get sucked into the vibe, living in the Maryland shoreline, even the jewelry that they wear. Look at Barbara Niven, the jewelry that she wears. So I was watching it, and all of a sudden I just started thinking, I want to bring a little bit of that nautical vibe into my home. Just those little details are such a fun thing to do, and it's such a beautiful aesthetic. It works really well with a lot of different home decor designs. So it's great. So I wanted to do something, and today we're going to be using oyster shells, giving them a glam update that can hold jewelry, that could hold little mini soaps in the bathroom. Yeah, anything.
They're really your little rings.
Exactly.
You know, when you take them off to put lotion on. Okay, so what do we do first?
So the first thing you need are your oyster shells.
And what if I don't live near the beach? How am I going to get oyster shells?
Well, the cool thing is that they are super inexpensive. I couldn't believe this. I found them online, a box of like 20 of them for under $20.
Are you serious?
Good, big ones. These were all part of the same box, and I still have more that I haven't even used. So it's super affordable. If you want to do this, make some for yourself, make some for gifts. Now, you can see when you open them, this is what a lot of them are going to look like. They're going to have this dark center and then a little bit of darker color on the inside.
Okay.
So the first thing I recommend doing is painting the inside white.
All right.
And that's because we want the graphic that we're actually putting into pop. And if it's got all this other color, it's going to sort of get lost and muted
So if
out.
you put that on top, okay.
Yeah, because this is all folded, but you'll see when we separate it, the thinner your paper is, the better.
All right.
So you want to make sure that the backside of it's going to be white.
Okay, so we've painted it white. What's our next step?
So next we're going to take some Mod Podge, and we're just going to brush it on the inside. Now, you want to put the Mod Podge wherever you want the graphic to stick.
And when you say graphic, today we're using, I see these little napkins.
Yeah.
So what else could you use?
So you could use like tissue paper, newspaper. You want something that's got that type of consistency that's sort of thin and sheer, tissue-like really.
Okay.
So these are decorative napkins, like cocktail napkins you can find. I've found a bunch of different types. And what I realized is that the top is where the print is, and the back is actually a separate piece, solid. If I put this whole thing on, it would be a lot thicker, which I don't want. So I rip a tiny corner.
How did you figure that out?
After struggling for like 20 minutes, not being able to open it, I was like, oh wait, if I just rip a corner.
Wait,
and
this
then
is double ply.
And it separates. Yeah.
Nice.
So now we have just the graphic on a much thinner, more pliable piece. So now you don't have to be perfect with it. Lay it down and start pressing it into place.
Okay.
This is going to basically give it a perfect fit, because what I'll show you is, take a look at this one. The first time I tried it, I was trying to actually cut out the napkin perfectly, and you see how shallow, like I missed a bunch of edges all along here. So I realized if you do it like this and press it in, give it some time to dry, then it will look like this, right? You can't even see it. It's just stuck on the back. And now you just start tearing it away. And it's a perfect fit.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Right? So you tear, but obviously that doesn't look very nice.
No.
So take a nail file, some sandpaper, anything you want, and just sand the edges. That's going to finalize your nice crisp edges. It's going to get rid of anything. See, like by doing it, it starts to pull away any paper that's not supposed to be there, and you'll be able to get a nice, clean, crisp edge.
I love this DIY so much. It's so kid-friendly.
Yeah, it's really foolproof,
We can
honestly.
even make these as teachers' gifts.
That's a fantastic
imagine
idea.
how
You know what would be really beautiful? Like a set, 3 different Pritz, a set of 3 in like a clear cellophane wrap would be so
That's
gorgeous.
what we're doing for Christmas.
Done. That's what you're getting. Is that okay?
Oh, thank you. Yeah, just give me these. So now you covered again with Mod Podge.
Yes, this is what's going to give it that nice bright shine on the inside.
And then after that dries, you do gold leaf paint.
Yes.
Now, how is gold leaf paint different than gold leafing?
Okay, so gold leafing is the actual tissue-like gold leaves that come, when you grab them, there's a couple reasons they can be difficult to work with. One is they're really like static cling, like sticky.
They stick to anything.
They like stick to things.
Okay.
So it's really hard to get precise, clean lines. And you can see along these edges, we want to have those really nice, pretty lines that you can control. So gold leafing gives us the exact same, gold leaf paint gives us the exact same effect, but without the like tediousness of it all.
Of using it.
So what I like to do is shake it and then just take the paint off the cap. So Deb, I want you to try.
Okay.
I'm just going to show you on this one.
What to do.
If you do it when you dab it, instead of trying right now to go on top like this and try to paint perfectly, turn your paintbrush and just run it along the edge, just like this.
Interesting, and do it as thick as you want it.
Yeah, and I'll even pour a teeny bit more in there so we have enough. But you run it along the edge. It's like a foolproof way.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
Yeah, and you can, if you angle it more, so like see if you're here, right? The more you angle it on the side, the more you're just gonna get the side. If I angle it up a little bit, then I get the top too.
I see.
And you just run it and you end up with those perfect lines.
So I guess, but having said that, you need a specific type of brush because otherwise it wouldn't work with every kind of brush.
Yeah, it's really just these flat brushes that makes all the difference. Just a flat brush is gonna allow you to do it. I just wouldn't get one that's like a super focused point because then you have to have the most perfect steady hand.
Oh my gosh,
now
you can do it as thick or as thin as you want.
100%. And one other thing I just want to show is that if, let's say, you don't want the graphic, you don't want that kind of bold color.
Right.
Another option are these guys right here. I'm going to pull this off. All that we did on this one is I painted the center white and I used a pearl paint. And the shine of it looks like a pearl. It makes so much sense for the oyster. You just edge a little bit more, keep the back looking all natural, and it has that gorgeous sheen. So it doesn't all need to be printed if you don't want it to.
It's mother of pearl.
It's the mother of pearl.
It's mother of pearl.
Isn't this fun?
And this is the mother of all DIYs. Look, I just made that. I made that.
Yeah. See, I mean, it's really foolproof.
It's so much fun. For full instructions, you all can visit hallmarkchannel.com.